Love that skin for Baraka.
You like this skin from Baraka?
Sure.
I think this skin is disgusting.
Today's video is sponsored by Audible, the largest collection of audiobooks in the world. We're talking best-selling novels, new releases, thousands of podcasts, and everything in between. The Audible app is free and can be installed on any smartphone or tablet. You can even listen across several devices without ever losing your spot. Or you can download titles in advance, that way whenever you're offline without Wi-Fi, you can still listen to your favorite books. In fact, for me personally, there is nothing I love doing more after a long day of editing than going out on my balcony, putting in my earbuds, and then just listening to Audible while I stare at the lake. You see, I'm actually a very big science fiction fan, so right now the two books I'm listening to are Dune and Brave New World. Now, on top of everything I've already mentioned, new members to Audible also get access to the Plus catalog. And this has even more stuff like thousands of audiobooks, fitness guidance, meditation, stuff to help you sleep, and a bunch of more stuff, including ad-free versions of your favorite shows. With everything you love to listen to all in one app, Audible is your playlist for life. But here's the craziest part, the first 30 days are completely free, so what are you waiting for? Get Audible today. Just visit audible.com/TUDG, or you can text TUDG to 500-500 and get that free trial started right away. Mortal Kombat 11 lets you customize your characters in many different ways, from hundreds of different gear pieces to a bunch of different skins, which is an awesome part of the game because even if you and your opponent pick the exact same character, you're never going to look exactly the same. However, in saying that, some of these skins really miss the mark. So without any further ado, let's have a look at the worst skins in Mortal Kombat 11. Starting off at number 6, we have the Revenant Special Forces, just all of them, every single skin. I think most players would agree these were the worst Combat League skins we had, and as a result, I didn't even play Combat League once that season. And don't get me wrong, I love the idea of Revenant Sonya Blade, and Revenant Jax, and Revenant Johnny Cage. That's amazing to me. However, the issue is their outfits are the exact same, and pretty much the best thing going for the Revenant characters in the game is their outfits look really cool, because for whatever reason, being a Revenant just turns you into a heavy metal fan. So I don't know if we should be thinking Shinnok or Quan Chi, but one of them has really good taste because for the most part the Revenant skins look really cool in Mortal Kombat X and Mortal Kombat 11. But that's sadly just not the case for the Special Forces. Once again, it's the exact same skin and the colors are just a bit desaturated. For anyone who's not a big art fan, that just means the colors are a bit more dull, and that's about it. Believe it or not, MK9 actually did this a lot better because at least the Revenant skins were battle damaged. The outfits themselves were all torn and tattered, and even the characters had been beaten up, bludgeoned, scarred, all that stuff. Whereas in MK11 there's some slight scarring and the skin has this cool glowing texture, and I do like that, but the main issue is the costumes themselves don't change. And that's why in my opinion the Undead Special Forces are one of the worst skins in the entire game as a group. And then next up at number 5 we have Naked Collector, because nobody wants to see that. And the funny thing is, Collector actually has a majority of awesome skins. I mean, look at this guy. It looked like he escaped from the set of Lord of the Rings and just took everything he could while he was there. The man has a lot of drip, and you gotta respect the drip, and it makes sense for his character to have a bunch of swag. In fact, if you're a collector main, then I think you're in luck because most of his skins and gear look really cool and diverse. And like I mentioned in past videos, if you haven't tried out Collector, please play him. You're doing yourself a disservice. He is really good in this game and he's a ton of fun. And sadly, I don't think he has a very good chance of being in the future game, so play him now before the sequels come out. Alright, but on to number 4. Here we have Bare Bones Frost, and this one breaks my heart because I love Frost, and for the most part, I think her skins look pretty cool. You have the really cool Grandmaster skin where she has the sash. That one looks awesome and conservative, but then you have the awesome cyberpunk football pads, and that's one of my favorite costumes in the entire game. And you even have her R-rated Power Rangers skin, which used to be one of my least favorite skins in the entire game, and I don't know if my tastes have changed or something of that nature, but I think this skin is actually one of the worst in the entire game because it's essentially just her default skin, but they took off some of the detail and that's it. So while it might not look terrible to some of you watching, for me it's a huge sin because the creativity just isn't there. It's seriously just one of the skins that already exists, but they took off some of the gear and that's it. And that's why for me personally, from a design perspective, it's one of the worst skins in the entire game. And now it's time for number 3, and this one I know is going to upset some people in the comments, but to me, Molina's warrior skin is one of the worst in the game. And that's not necessarily because the skin itself itself looks awful, but from a storytelling perspective and a character design perspective, I can never see Molina looking like this. It's been shown time and time again in every single game that Molina takes very many steps to avoid looking like a Tarkatan, and as a result, she's never trying to draw any attention to her face. It's all about the bod. But then you have this outfit which just looks like some discount karate gi you'd find at Goodwill, which honestly wouldn't be terrible if you put it on somebody like Ryu or maybe even Lee Mei. I could see Lee Mei wearing this. And don't even get me started on the hair. I'm sure some people really like it, which is kind of interesting because in MKX everybody hated this haircut on Cassie Cage. They're like, oh my god, what is this? And then in Mortal Kombat 11 she no longer had that haircut and fans were like, yes, finally they got rid of that disgusting haircut. And despite all that positive reception to Cassie Cage's new haircut, the developer said, nah, let's just throw it on Molina 1 year down the line. And also, what's going on with Molina's face? Is that supposed to be camouflage or war paint, or did she just roll around in the mud? If you zoom in real close, it kind of looks like she has one really long eyebrow, and I hate that. Now, don't get me wrong, I can kind of see what they were going for with this design. I think they wanted to portray Molina if she was like a regular soldier in the Tarkatan army, or at least something to that effect. She's fighting with the Tarkatans, but I don't think Molina would like to even do that. I think she sees herself as above them, so she wouldn't dress like them. Once again, Molina is very conceited. She sees herself as the Empress of Outworld, or at the very least, the daughter of the Emperor of Outworld. So there is no way she would ever wear a costume like this. So the costume itself might not be terrible, but it just doesn't make any sense with Molina's character. And as a result, it feels like the devs are just forcing her to wear it because they think it looks cool, but I don't think Molina would ever be caught dead wearing this. And then at number 2, we have this weird Shiva design. I'm not even sure what the developers were trying to do here. If you're somebody in high school and you want to go to college for design, whether it be fashion or concept art in the game industry, then this right here is a textbook example of what not to do. This entire costume is the definition of over-designed. I can't even tell what's happening here. Why is there a string that wraps around for no reason? Why are there spikes going every which way? And why are there a bunch of belts that seem to go nowhere like she hopped into a Final Fantasy game? For the sake of this video, I was studying this outfit a bit more in depth, and then I came to a conclusion that I think it's supposed to be a redesign of her classic costume from the MK trilogy. And once I realized that, I was honestly a bit offended because the classic look was really good. Everyone really enjoyed it. And instead of just taking that outfit and putting it in Mortal Kombat 11, they felt the need to cover her up with all these unnecessary straps and strings and all this different stuff, and now it's over-designed and overly complicated. And while I do understand that NetherRealm is trying to move away from the over-sexualized characters, we also had the MK3 skins for the ladies. And I don't know about you, but I can't recall any negative backlash that came from that. So if you want to, NetherRealm, you could honestly give us the classic look for Shiva in a DLC, and I guarantee you it would make a lot of money and nobody would care. And then before we move on to number 1, how about a quick honorable mention, the bug skins. And the reason I have these as an honorable mention is because I know for a fact that a lot of players really do like them. However, in saying that, there's an equal number of haters who absolutely cannot stand these skins. And I understand why, especially if you're one of those people who has arachnophobia or you're just deathly scared of bugs in general, you're gonna hate these skins. However, for me personally, I actually love how this looks on Kotal Kahn, and whenever I play Kotal Kahn, I rock this skin. And if Scarlet didn't have other skins that looked a lot better, I'd wear her bug skin as well because it doesn't look half bad. And unlike most Combat League skins, the developers actually went above and beyond because there's new topology here. There's more polygons and different meshes, as opposed to most skins in Combat League that are just recolors and that's it. So I actually want to commend NetherRealm here and say good job, you actually made completely new models for Combat League, and that's really cool. You deserve a golden star for that. So once again, these bug skins are an honorable mention because I don't hate them at all, but I know a lot of players who wish they were completely gone from the game. And now it's time for number 1, Sweatpants Sonia, or Soccer Mom Sonia, whatever you want to call it. I understand what NetherRealm was going for here, or at least I think so. They wanted to show some casual attire that she would wear while she was still at the military base. However, at the same time, she already has a skin like that, and it's right here, and I love this skin. It's a great skin. In fact, Sonya has a lot of great skins. In fact, when it comes to desexualizing female characters in a successful way, I think Sonya was a slam dunk. You did it, NetherRealm. She has been far less sexualized in this game, and even so, I think it's the best she's ever looked with a lot of these costumes. Especially the Terminator one, oh my god, it looks so good. She has some really good DLC skins. But unfortunately, that's one more reason why the Sweatpants Sonya looks so bad. It just stands out. It does not look good. I don't see why anybody would want to wear this. Especially once they added the classic Sonya blade. Oh my god, that's a really good skin, and it accomplishes the exact same thing as the Sweatpants Sonya. Because classic Sonya is just like yoga pants. You can't get much more casual than that. And there you have it, everyone. The absolute worst skins in Mortal Kombat 11. Or at least that's my opinion, so let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Which skins do you hate the most in Mortal Kombat 11? And while you're down there, make sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. It really does help my channel out a ton. And also make sure to subscribe and ring that bell, because in the future, I'm also gonna count down the best costumes in Mortal Kombat 11. Because my god, there were some fantastic costumes that came out this year, especially with the DLC expansions. So make sure to come back next time, everyone, and as always, stay underdogs.